Next, from the whistleblower who released the Pentagon Papers about the Vietnam War, a new book about the dangers of America's nuclear program. William Brangham has that from the NewsHour bookshelf.
It was 1971 when military analyst Daniel Ellsberg leaked the Pentagon Papers to the press. They were a top-secret Defense Department study of U.S. military involvement in the Vietnam War. Their controversial publication blew the lid off what one famous journalist called a bright, shining lie. But few know that in the decade before that, during some of the Cold War's most dangerous hair-trigger moments, Daniel Ellsberg also spent years analyzing America's nuclear weapons policy. His new memoir chronicles that period. It's called The Doomsday Machine: Confessions of a Nuclear War Planner. And in it, Ellsberg argues very little has changed about what he calls our immoral and insane policies regarding nuclear weapons. Daniel Ellsberg, welcome to the NewsHour.
Thank you.
The title of your book comes from the famous Stanley Kubrick movie, where a rogue U.S. military officer launches an attack on the Soviets, and as those weapons are flying, it's suddenly revealed that the Soviets have built a doomsday machine, this enormous global booby trap that, if they're attacked, will kill every single thing on Earth.
It is not a thing a sane man would do. The doomsday machine is designed to trigger itself automatically.
But surely you can disarm it somehow?
No, it is designed to explode if any attempt is ever made to untrigger it.
Automatically?
It's an obvious commie trick, Mr. President. We're wasting valuable time. Look at the big board. They're getting ready to clobber us.
At the time, it was somewhat considered a fantasy idea, but you argue in this book, and this is the title of your book, that's really what we have on our hands, is a doomsday machine.
Yes, and we had it then. Kubrick got that idea from Herman Kahn, a colleague of mine and a friend of mine at the Rand Corporation, who put it forth as a hypothetical device for deterrence. But he said that would kill too many people.
Surely no one would build a device
killing
like that.
Everyone. He said no one would. No one had done it, and no one, he felt, would ever do it. Well, he was mistaken. There was a doomsday machine at that time. We didn't know, actually, till another 20 years about the phenomenon of nuclear winter, that the military targets we were going to hit in cities, and actually in those days, they planned to hit every city over 25,000 in the Soviet Union. And in China, if we were in war with the Soviet Union, we would also hit China. Those cities burning would have lofted in firestorms, not ordinary fires, but as in Hiroshima or Tokyo or Dresden, that would loft the smoke and soot by tens of millions of tons into the stratosphere, where it wouldn't rain out. It would be for over a decade, and it would lower the sun's temperatures on the Earth, the sunshine, by about 70%.
That's
meaning
an agricultural holocaust as
all
well.
All the harvests would be killed for years, basically. And everyone, nearly everyone, would starve.
In 1961, as a young consultant to the Secretary of Defense, Ellsberg remembers being shocked after seeing a top-secret document estimating how millions of people would be killed with a U.S. nuclear strike on the Soviets.
And when I held that piece of paper in my hand, the word in my mind was evil. Evil. This should not exist. This was the operational plan annually for the Joint Chiefs of Staff that had been approved by General Eisenhower. And I thought, there shouldn't be anything in the world that corresponds to this, but there has been then and ever since.